When we look at the types of support, Microsoft offers a lot of different types of support, right? So it's not just you buy your Microsoft products and services and then you need unified support. There's other ways to do and go about this. And it differs per contract model, as you might know, but you should look into things like software assurance, Microsoft 365 support, Dynamics 365 support, Azure support specifically, before even going into unified support.
Indeed.
So that's what we want to highlight first and foremost. Many might be aware that software assurance is something that's included in your enterprise agreement, but not everybody knows the options that you have with your software assurance. And some of these can help you in your support from Microsoft. So what Microsoft's saying about software assurance is that it's an offering by Microsoft that provides new version rights, other benefits for products that we will go into in a little bit. Typically around deployment and management, but also about training, support, and a lot of other items. So we are calling out some of these benefits one by one. And most importantly, usually what people think when they talk about software assurance is about, I get my new version rights. It's a maintenance cost I need to pay to get new version rights. Well, I'm here to say today, if you don't know, that's not true. There's a lot of different items that you get when you buy software assurance. It's definitely an insurance policy and you will get your new version rights. But you also have things like flexible licensing options through step-up licensing rights. You have a home use program that allows you to buy certain Microsoft 365 services at a reduced discount for your people at home so that they don't have to, for instance, rely on the license that you provide as an enterprise. There's things like Windows to Go rights, Windows 10 enterprise channels that you can use to do your desktop deployment. And there's a lot of niche software assurance benefits that people might not often be aware of. So you have disaster recovery rights, fail-off server rights. You can use things like Power BI server or machine learning server. You have the Office Online server. All these things are included in just buying software insurance, and that can help you manage your environment without actually needing additional support from Microsoft. In the past, we always had the deployment planning vouchers, of course, and the training vouchers. Those, unfortunately, Microsoft got rid of, also for a reason, I guess. Those used to be very convenient if you wanted to reduce your unified spend, or Premier in the past. Microsoft got rid of those, so that's a gap in their offering right now. But you can see that training vouchers were available until December 2021, planning services as well. And you have the option of using the 24/7 resolution support through software assurance. That might be beneficial to everyone. The way I look at software assurance is that it's not just paying your maintenance to get your new versions, but it's actually used as well to remove complexity from your environment and to make sure that if you require this basic level of support, it's there for you. A lot of organizations obviously buy Microsoft 365, right? In buying Microsoft 365, you have support included. This differs per licensing program. For instance, if you have a direct model like the enterprise agreement or currently the Microsoft customer agreement, for enterprise, you have direct support when you buy Microsoft 365. So you can create tickets, people will pick those up with a certain SLA, and then you can resolve these. Many customers are using this. Even customers that have unified support are using this and still paying a hefty fee for unified support. But if you're not aware, you can just use this when you buy M365. You go into your admin portal, you log a ticket, and you get what you require, basically support. So these are available in different levels. There's standard support, business assist from M365, and professional direct support for M365. And all these have different prices. Some are included, like the standard support, and the scope is always M365. You get a service dashboard that you can easily work through, like what are my open tickets, which aren't resolved yet, who has logged tickets, if you have an organization where many people can log tickets. And you get access to certain things like a self-help portal. You get things like break-fix support. They give you a certain SLA. So support hours are usually 24/7, definitely for severity A issues, so business critical issues. And their fastest response time that they give is usually less than an hour. So within an hour, someone will pick up your ticket, give you a response, even if it's to tell you, I don't know the answer yet, but I'm working on it. But they will come back to you as soon as possible, so within an hour. There are things that you don't get. So you don't get a specialized CSAM or what used to be the service delivery manager. So there's not someone that you can pull in a phone conversation and tell them, hey, this is going wrong and I need your help in your support right now. Microsoft doesn't offer any proactive services here, which they heavily rely on, for instance, in Unified.
Yeah.
But in M365, they just don't do things like this.
And Floris, generally speaking, what is our average opinion on the level of support that Microsoft offers in the M365 model? Because we've been talking to a lot of clients. What's generally the feedback you receive from them on that?
Yeah, it's decent. And even from personal experience, we run an Office 365 environment to do our day-to-day. Anytime I have an issue, I log a ticket and it's picked up fast.
Yes.
And if they don't know, they will try and figure it out. And sometimes they say things like, I think it's the problem on your end. And it might not be the case, but you'll definitely get that dialogue going and work towards a solution. Yeah. These are often people that Microsoft hires externally as well, like through Accenture or another partner. And these are very experienced people. Yeah. So it's great. I do have to say, though, we recently switched to the CSP model. In the CSP model, obviously, your support moves as well from directly with Microsoft to a partner. And even there, the level of service that you get from these CSP partners is great.
Yeah. That was the bridge I wanted to make, because especially now, because the initial topic is the price hikes that's coming up. So you want to compare what's the level of support that you are receiving from a partner and from Microsoft. So basically, I think what I learned from you is it's a like-for-like comparison.
Well, even further, like they use potentially, depending on the size of the organization that you use for your CSP purchases, they use the same type of service that Microsoft does. Yeah. So a large LSP like SoftwareOne, Crayon, or you name them, they have such a large support base offering that the people that they rely on are not their internal people. they leverage like a help desk type of thing. Yeah. Like Microsoft does themselves as well. Yeah. So the type of support, similar. And we'll get into this a lot more in the negotiation piece as well. But it's very great to use, actually. And I actually know a customer of Microsoft that has unified support, but just uses the basic support offerings available because it's quick, it's fast, you know where to go, you know where to log your tickets. And sometimes you don't want to have that phone call first, and you just want to put the problem out into the world and see who's going to respond and help you. Mm-hmm. So that's similar with, for instance, the Microsoft Azure support, right? So if you buy Microsoft Azure, you get the basic level of support included. So you can log your tickets, you can ask questions to Microsoft, you can get that full service from Microsoft. And Microsoft offers different types of support within the Azure platform as well that you need to pay for to get extra service, etc. But still, it's not that big of a step up from basic level support to, for instance, standard or professional support or developer support that you can get within Azure in regards to immediately moving to a unified support. Yeah. There's reasons why you can move to unified support in regards to Azure, like if you have mission critical, which Microsoft loves to throw around, like you have some mission critical items in your environment, you need that extra level of support. And those might be very relevant. And I think Microsoft is offering good service there, but price-wise, there's such a gap.
There is an incredible gap,
Yeah. So if you look at Azure, for instance, on the basic support, it's just included for all customers. So you create your environment, you create your subscriptions, you're ready to go. You get billing, subscription management support, 24/7 help resources. You can submit as many tickets as you want. On top of that, for all other type of services that you can use free of charge within Azure, like the advisor reports, which I'm not that big a fan of, but it does the trick. Like it gives you that insight into where do I need to make changes to my environment, right? Yeah. Not just on cost. The advisor is not just a cost management tool. It's a tool to help you with support, with security, with other items. Like it will make recommendations that you might not have thought of or you might not be even aware of. Yeah, you get the Azure Health dashboard, third-party software support for some of the paid plans. I mean, it can go quite far. So on the basic level of Azure support, the only downside I see is that there's at the moment not a case severity status section. So you can't log like a critical issue, like a severity A issue. That's under paid support. But yeah, it gets the job done.
Yep.
If we move to Dynamics 365 support, within your Dynamics 365 subscriptions, you get the same type of support, for instance, with M365 and Azure, where they give you an SLA of less than 1 hour for critical issues like with Microsoft 365. You have 24/7 support for most of your critical items. You can use the online community of experts that they have and peers to quickly help you if you run into any trouble that might not have a SAF-A issue. And you get access to the resources and documentation, like a services dashboard that you can access. And there's a paid support option there as well, where if you buy that, you get some additional functionality and features available to you. Like you get a pooled service delivery manager that might not be directly linked to you or your account, but it is someone you can reach out to and say, like, be like, hey, I have this issue, it's not being picked up well. What can we do? Yeah. Access to technical webinars, additional advisory services, you name it. That's in the Dynamics 365 paid support offering. So again, for your cloud-based issues, for instance, you might not even need a big support contract with Microsoft. Just leverage the things that are available to you.